Welcome back, ball fans. We're going to talk about a couple things today. Talking about Tennessee football and the Uconn matchup, and the basketball team. What we saw out of Michigan State game and what we got going in the future. Let's get into it, then.
So yeah, I've kind of been waiting on this basketball season to get cranked up, so we talked a little bit about it.
Mhm.
But first and foremost, we are a football school.
Yeah.
I'm a football fan.
Right.
So let's talk about UConn. There won't be, no Geno hatred on this broadcast. For the only time I've ever played UConn, I didn't talk about I hated Geno. I guess I already did. My bad.
Right.
But this game, Bob, there's one stat that I've seen that really counts, and I know you know what that is.
Yeah, it's the 35.5 point favorites. I think that's the biggest thing. Um, I started looking at all the stats, and I was like, trying to look at
The
what
matchup.
matchups and who does what, this and that. At the end of the day, I was like, man, you know what? We're 35.5 point favorites. We should win this ball game. I mean, that's what really matters. We can go into all that other stuff, but I think mostly
Well,
that's
it boils down to three words. It's about us.
yeah,
We did what we need to do, get started off on a quick note, which we wasn't able to do against Austin P. We wasted a golden opportunity to get some young guys in. But this is a noon game. We normally start off well at noon, since we practice early mornings. It seems we seldom. I'm not saying we never, but we seldom come out sluggish.
Mhm.
So the question is, which freshmen can get play, which of the young guys or backups play.
right.
What do you think, Bob?
Well, I mean, it's a crucial game. And, every game's crucial from a win-loss, all that stuff. But this game's just about as important in a lot of ways. You want your program to, um,
Well, this is a game I'm thinking for the off season.
it really is.
Important for the off season.
It's to know what you've got. You really need to put it on them, get up a decent lead, and then you want the second half to be mostly your backups. You need to know what do you have in Nico. Nico needs game reps, number one, for next year because he's probably your starting quarterback. He needs game reps. We also need to know what you got in him. People like, um, I could go through a long list of guys who we need to know what we got. Like Hobbs which I think we know what we got out of him, but
He's played quite a bit this year already.
right. But people like, let's say a Lee Cock, or is Thornton needs more reps outside, because he'll probably be back next year. What do you have in him? Do you know you're going to have to go out and get another wide receiver? Bison Lang, for instance, probably your center for next year. But they did give him some run to find out, hey, can this guy handle it next year? If not, are we going to need to go to the portal?
Well, we saw what happened this year when Cooper Mays wasn't there.
Mhm.
We can't have that again. So if Bison Lane, if you're not sure about Bison Lane, then we're going to be looking at the portal. College football now might as well be the same as pros when it comes to the head coach, because head coach also is a general manager.
Mhm.
He has to get with the NIL people. Yeah, we all know the NIL pays them, the university doesn't,
Right.
but who tells them to do it? And of course, it's the coaches. And they're going to determine, we've got X amount of money, it's not unlimited. What do we have to put our emphasis on? And a lot of it's going to be on that offensive line.
Yeah, that's a lot of it. Something else you was saying there got me thinking, you know, with the days of the portal the way they are right now, and with the NIL, you need to get guys playing time. I mean, they can, used to people would redshirt, they would play their first year,
No
2
big deal.
years.
They expect
You
that.
know, hey, you play when you get to junior year. A lot of these guys, especially the offensive linemen, I couldn't tell you how many offensive linemen didn't play
Look,
squat.
a lot of people would get upset, but they didn't have option to get up and go.
Right now, they could go anytime they want to go. Basically, they can go and possibly make even more money somewhere, possibly. So, keeping people happy, uh, winning and playing time, it's important. I tell you what, coaches have it rough right now when it comes to stuff. Right now, it's the hardest it's ever been with the NIL and the portal and all that. It makes things interesting.
Right. And this UConn game is about these things. That's why I've mentioned it's the
Right.
most important thing about the off season,
Yeah.
because we have to make some roster decisions based on this game if we're
Yeah.
able to get these young guys in there.
And this is also a game you want to put them away early so that you can get some guys some rest. Not just seeing what these new guys can do.
Yeah,
Guys.
our next 3 games after this is, I mean, it determines the season we have.
You got two very important games in Missouri, Georgia coming up, and you want to be at your best. So
We're ready for Missouri, definitely.
Yeah.
And if you can pull off something with Georgia, it's fantastic. There's a big difference between 8-4, 9-3, and 10-2.
Yeah.
And this Uconn game is going to set the table for those next ones.
right.
But let's set the table on something else too, though. But quickly, if you enjoy talking UT football like we do, and in this case, UT sports in general,
Right.
I'm ready for basketball season.
Yeah.
Don't cost you anything. Would you please give us a like, give us a subscription? We'd appreciate it. Helps us out. And here it is on the holidays, just about. It could be your gift to us. So
Right. So Thanksgiving. Won't be long, be Thanksgiving.
let's head over to the basketball team. And
Yeah.
Coach Barnes has some nice problems trying to figure out who he's going to play.
Yeah, this is the deepest team I have ever seen at UT. That was kind of showing a little bit in that Michigan State exhibition. When you're playing number 14 on the road, and this is an established 14. I mean, this is a team that doesn't have a lot of super young guys. They was projecting. They're really thinking this is a good team.
Very experienced, deep. The backcourt is very experienced. They are considered possibly the best backcourt in the country. And we'll go up there without our starting backcourt on the road in a hostile environment. That place was rocking to be an exhibition game, and jumped on and held on, get that 1 point win.
Yeah. I mean, when you got two starters, and basically you're not only is your point guard, shooting guard out, but really, Muscovy's really your backup point guard
At this point in the season,
I'm thinking probably most of the year, probably, but at least at this point in the season, I think he is. So to go there and do what you did without two starters, man, that's impressive.
well, it is. And I guess really what everybody was talking about was two of the newcomers particularly. And that was Jordan Gainey, who was drilling it from outside, and Dalton Connect, who he looks like a star.
Yeah. He can score from pretty much anywhere on the court, it seems like. Very good all-around player. Very good offensive player, and was actually Barnes gave him some props on his defense, which is
Well,
yeah,
and a little prop for giving a little effort,
yeah,
which was the backhanded way of saying that I've been chewing his ass in practice for not giving effort.
right. So yeah, but yeah, this team is super deep. One of Barnes' biggest issues is going to be figuring out who to play and trying to get minutes to everybody that
Dividing up the minutes to deserve, because we're looking at 9 for sure, probably 10 or 11 by the time the year comes in, as far as deserving some time.
Yeah.
Because he'll try to trim the roster down some, but honestly, he can trim too much.
Yeah.
His biggest thing, he's got like a chess piece. He can go big, he can go small, he can go in between, he can put some defensive stoppers on the floor at the same time. Big Achilles heel for this team last couple of years, Bob.
I would say probably it's the big scoring gaps. I mean, they would do okay, and then all of a sudden they would go
We go
6,
5, 6, 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. With
So-
scoring droughts.
That was a big deal. But you know what? We thought with Key last year we had that kind of fixed with him.
He come straight out and honestly, in the early season thing, just like these guys did, and lit it up. And we thought, all right, boys, watch out.
If he'd been what we
That was
thought,
about the only game he done it.
I think we'd been okay. But I think Gainey is what we was hoping Key would be. And then you got Connect, which is an offensive, big time offensive guy. So I really don't see this team having lapses offensively. I think we've went out and got some really good offensive guys, and we might not be as good a defensive team, but that may not be that big a deal.
Well, maybe sometimes if he wants to put a defensive unit on the floor, I mean, he can put 5 out there that will shut you down. We just may go through a scoring drought while we're doing it. But, too many times last year we'd have Vescovi out there having to create his own shot, And he's a great complementary offensive player. Uh, and this year, I think he's going to have the opportunity to be just that, because I think we'll go first to some of these newcomers possibly.
Yeah, it's pretty
On the
cool.
offensive end.
Well, I mean, if you're having a bad night, last year, let's say if Scobie's not having a good night, maybe they're got somebody on him that's very good, that's just holding him back. Last year he's like, well, man, Ziegler better do something, or somebody better step up. But that's not going to be a problem this year. I mean, we connect, Gainey, uh, one of them could do something. Freddie DeLeon,
Yeah, first time we mentioned his name, and NBA is looking at him as a potential first rounder.
he's going to struggle getting minutes and projected a first round draft pick. So that tells you what our backcourt looks like.
Yeah.
I mean,
I kind of can't wait till as the year goes on. We've had some freshmen that, quite honestly, I think Barnes has may regress. I'm hoping DeLeon is at the next one, because if he isn't, he's someone that can reach slash to the basket, and that's always another thing you like to see. We've got shooters, we've got some guys down low. You want some slashers too. Um, the versatility of this team. It's people that can play multiple positions. We talk about combo guards all the time. We've got combo guys all across this roster.
yeah. I mean, we've got a lot of chess pieces. He can do a lot of different things. Like you said, he can go defense. And you know what? Something else that always got us too. You get somebody that's got 2 fouls, he goes out for the rest of the first half. Then you always got to worry about, we're going to score and drought. We're going to score and drought. We're going to be able to make it through to halftime. We're so deep. Um, guy gets 2 fouls. So what? We'll pull him out, get somebody else in there that's needing some minutes anyway, and probably not going to, have much of a drop off. So yeah, this team, I'm gonna go ahead and do it right here. This team right here has Final Four potential, and really the sky's the limit on this team right here.
Yeah. Well, Barnes will certainly do a deep run,
Very do, yeah.
but let's just see what we do first off in this extremely difficult non-conference schedule we got coming up.
Yeah.
And then let's see what we got against our conference guys. It's going to be a fun year.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a great year. I think it's going to be really nice to be UT ball fan.
Oh, well, it's this ball.
Sure.
I mean,
It's sure.
I've never seen a day it isn't.
It can always be worse. I mean, it can be some other crappy fan base.
I believe South Carolina out of this.
Oh.
I
I do know.
They're having a rough year. The whole state is.
Yeah, that's sure.
So on that note, go Big Orange.
Go Vols.